Seeing it again, now in Amara's eyes, Kassi suddenly realized something was very wrong. Then who? A flash of movement caught her eye, too quick to be marine life. Squinting, she spotted 3 soldiers torpedoing straight for them. Amara's eyes followed Kassi's. She inhaled sharply as her face went pale.
It's them!
Kassi's heart raced as she wondered who could possibly scare Amara like this. She tried singing, but her voice caught in her throat. Her sonopack coughed, already exhausted of all its energy. Without another incantation, she would be a floating whale carcass. Her arms flailed as she tried to move. Amara had already powered her suit and blasted off, slicing through the water.
Kassi! I can't see you! You with me?
Ama, help! Kassi's mind rattled through her siren meditation exercises. She scanned her body for tension. Everything was tense, so she tried to focus on the awareness of her surroundings. Sight, smell, sound. It was all chaos. Nothing calmed her ragged pulse, not even the calming rhythm of their spoken Avaic. Uneven breathing prevented her from sustaining a single note that would power up her sonopack. Without it, Kassi's only option was to hide. Her eyes frantically swept the seabed for caverns. There! She dove, muscling herself downward in her pressurized wetsuit. Stroke after heavy stroke. She could almost reach the entrance. Her fingertips stretched to grab hold of the rocky lip when a strong hand lurched forward and seized her arm. Kassi shrieked as she spun to face a square-headed man with a flattened nose and a face like a bucket of smashed crabs. Looking into his menacing eyes, Kassi kicked and squirmed to break free. He held on, his grip like carbon steel. A woman with a brunette pixie bob and a weasel face caught up to him. Swimming alongside and aiming a square-paneled, shoulder-mounted sonic cannon directly at Kassi's head. It wasn't the cannon they often used for sports. This one was military-grade, the kind that could cripple or even kill. The woman's mouth creased into a thin-lipped smile. Desperation swept over Kassi as she twisted, kicking against the man's chest with all her strength. But she couldn't slip his grasp. The woman sent a high-frequency sonic pulse directly at Kassi. Thin as a needle, hot as white-blue flame. Sound pierced the helmet and ruptured something in Kassi's throat. An explosion of lightning pain flooded Kassi's body. Her neck was burning like fire, the rest of her body cold and pale as if on the brink of extinction. She gasped for air. Nothing came in. Her helmet was intact, her suit's gills still functioning. The air was around her, but her throat constricted and prevented it from filling her lungs. Kassi clutched her chest just below the helmet. Amara sped into view and spotted Kassi, terror in her eyes. She rushed to her cousin, reaching out a hand. A third soldier intercepted, grabbing her and forcing her back. She was shouting something, but Kassi only heard muted tones above her own panicked thoughts. She saw the tears streaming down Amara's cheeks. Kassi's life was slipping away. With her last drip of consciousness, she wished she could apologize to Amara for dragging her to the Rosenbridge portal. It was all Kassi's idea. Just as she was about to pass out from lack of oxygen, Kassi felt a cool stream of air trickle into her lungs. The swelling in her throat subsided just enough. Kassi wanted to quickly gulp down air, but her inflamed throat prevented it. As if disappointed to see Kassi breathing again, the square-headed man lurched forward, unlatched Kassi's helmet, and ripped it off her head. Water flooded in before she could take one last indrawn breath. Blurry vision blackened at the edges. Her body went limp as she stared at Amara's screaming face and thought of her final moments with her family. Her last words to her mother were spoken in anger. She would never get to say goodbye.